Fine, good afternoon to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. So warm greetings to you all students. So welcome to our today's online class. Students, have you all completed your homeworks? So yesterday I gave one homework for you to rewrite the program, isn't it? So have you all completed? So what are the homeworks and assignment I asked you to write? Please write it immediately, okay? So and also I asked you to study local scope and global scope, isn't it? So have you all studied that one? Have you all completed? Please study daily's portion, okay? So now we are studying about which chapter? Chapter 7, Python functions. So till now what are the functions you have studied? User defined functions, built-in functions, lambda function, isn't it? So three types of functions you have studied. Then inside this function types of function arguments you have studied. What are the function arguments you have studied? How many types of functional arguments? So recall how many types of function arguments you have studied. So what's the first function argument? Required arguments, keyword arguments, default arguments and variable length arguments. So till this, then types of scope, local scope and global scope. Okay. So last class I have taught this global scope modifying variable. So I have taught at the last moment. Okay. So once again, so I am explaining the same program. Okay. So listen. So what do you mean by global scope? Global scope means, so once you have declared the variables inside the function, so that variable you can able to access each and every part of the program. So inside the function also you can able to access, outside the function also you can able to access, isn't it? So and also one thing, the same variable you are accessing inside the program, inside the function means no problem. But if you are modifying the value of that particular variable inside the function means, so you will get error message. That program last class I taught, isn't it? So listen, this program, how you need to declare the global variable inside the function. Okay. So to avoid that error, what are steps you need to follow? Listen. So outside you are declaring the variable. What's the variable name? X. So you are assigning the value of x equal to 0. Isn't it? So what's this variable name? Global variable. Why? So you have declared the variable outside the function. Isn't it? So we are calling that variable as in which variable? Global variable. So after that, you are defining one function. So what's the formula for defining function? Function starts with keyword def, then function name. What's the name of the function? Add up. So inside this function, you are using the global variable. Okay. And also you are modifying the value of the global variable. Okay. So as it is you are using inside the function means no problem. For example, inside the function you are giving print x. So in output what value you will get? 0. Same value you are using. But if you are changing the value of x inside the function means you need to declare the keyword called global. Understand? So you are using the global variable inside the function and also you are changing the value of that particular variable. At that time you need to use which variable? Which keyword? Global. Understand why you are using global keyword? Yes. Now you are changing the value of x, that is global variable. So you are giving the keyword global of x. Now you can able to change the value of x inside the function. So what's the initial value of x? 0. But inside the function you are changing the value of x as x equal to x plus 5. So you are adding 5 or incrementing 5 value with the x. Okay, this is wrong. Incremented by 2, not 2 by 5. Okay. Then inside the function you are giving one print statement. So whatever statements you are given inside print, so that it you will get as a output, isn't it? So inside the print you are giving inside add function x value is. What's the value of x here? Think and say what's the value of x? So what's the value of x here? x equal to x plus 5. So what's the initial value of x? 0. 0 plus 5. So what answer you will get? 5. Okay. So now the value of x is 5. So this value of x is 5 is stored to the variable. Which variable? X. Understand? So next you are closing this function. So you are calling this function add off. Again you are giving print in main x values. Now what's the current value of x now? 5. Understand? Now you are running the program. So what's the output you will get inside add off function? The value of x is 5. Isn't it? Y is 0 plus 5, 5. So now the value of x is stored as an 5. So what value you will get? The in main x value is 5. Understand? So why they have given this program means when you need to use the keyword global. Understand? So if you are not changing the or modifying the global variable inside the function means no need to give global keyword. But if you are modifying the value of the global variable means you should give the global keyword. Understand? Next program listen. So this program they are using both global as well as local variable. Understand this program? They are giving both local as well as global variable. Okay, listen. So you say here first they are given x equal to 8. What's the variable? This is local variable or global variable? X equal to 8. Which variable? Variable declared outside the function is called which variable? Global variable. So the x is called global variable. Next they are writing one function def. Function starts with the keyword def. Then what's the function name? LOC. Then inside they are not giving any arguments. So inside the function they are giving. So global of x. What's the meaning of that x? Global of x means they are going to modify the value of x inside the function. So only they are giving the keyword global. Understand? Next, y equal to local of. Again they are declaring one variable called y equal to local of. This variable is called which variable? Think and say. Global variable or local variable? Local variable. Why? So inside the function they are defining one new variable. So inside the function they are defining the variable defined inside the function we are calling as an which variable? Local variable. Understood? So which variable is a local variable here? Y. Understand? Next, you are giving x equal to x into 2. For this only they are giving the global keyword global because they are changing or modifying the value of x. How they modify? X equal to x into 2. Understand? Then you are printing the value of x. Again you are printing the value of y. Now the function will get over. Now you are running the program. What output you will get? So listen, print of x. What's the value of x? X equal to x into 2. So what's the value of x? 8 into 2. So what's the answer you will get? 16. Understand? Then print of y. So what's the value of y? Local. So output you will get local. Understand? So in this program you are using both global variable as well as local variable. Sometimes listen carefully. Sometimes they will give the program like this and they ask you to write identify global variable and local variable. And also they are asked you to find out the output also. Understand? So the variable declared outside the function we are calling as a global variable. If you are using the same global variable inside the function means no problem, no need to give global. But if you are modifying or changing the value of global variable inside the function, see here they are changing the value inside the function. So only which variable you are going to change, that variable you need to give the keyword global. Okay. So then again you are defining another variable called y, that is called local variable. Inside the function alone you are using. Now you are printing both value of x and y. So x means the value x into 2, 8 into 2, you will get the output 16. Value of y is local. Understand? Understand the difference between global and local variable? One time read it. One time read it, then only you will never get forget. Have you all read the program? Shall we move to the next slide? Then this program says about both global variable as well as local variable you are using with same name. Understand? Local variable as well as global variable you are using with the same name. Okay. So listen here. Which value is called global variable? X equal to 5. You are defining the variable x equal to 5 outside the function. So this variable is called which variable? Global variable. Next, you are defining one function. The function starts with the keyword def. Then what's the function name? LOC. Then inside this function, you are defining another variable called x. The name of the variable is same, but the value differ. So which one is the local variable and which one is the global variable? Variable defined inside the function we are calling as a local variable. So which variable is a local variable? X equal to 10. So this variable only you have defined inside the function. So outside the function you are giving the value of x equal to 5. That is called global variable. Understand? So now inside the function you are giving one statement inside the print. Local of x is x. Think and say what's the value of x here. So what's the value of x here? 10. Why? So you have defined inside the function that only value only you are going to print. Then the function will get over. You are calling the function, so this function will get over. Then outside the function you are giving another one print statement. Global of x is x. So this x value belongs to what value you will get as x? Think and say whether 10 or 5. 5. Why? So inside this function, till this only the function body is there. Till this function get over. Outside the function only you are giving this statement. So this function belongs to which variable? This x. Okay, the value of x is 5. Understand? So please listen, understand and study. Don't mug up it. So if you mug up the programming, surely you will get surely you will get forget. So please understand and study. Okay, because why again and again I am telling means, so in your for your theory exams they won't ask the program as it is they have given in your book. Sometimes they will ask, no problem. Sometimes they will ask own programs like this. So if you understand means only you can able to write the program by your own. Understand? So listen carefully. Understand? So now you are running the program means what output you will get? Local of x. So what's the value for x? 10. Why? You have inside the function the defined value is 10. Then outside the function you are defining the value of x is 5. So in the what output second global of x, the value of x is 5. Understand? So whatever I have said, they explained that same thing they have given in the theory. So what they have given means both the global variable as well as local variable they have given in the same name x. But you are getting different outputs. The different variable name only same, but the value will be different. Understand? So if you read this means you can able to understand. Whatever I have explained they are given in theory part. Understand? Yes. Next function is composition function. Okay. So what do you mean by composition? Okay. So what do you mean by composition means? So one function, so in the program one function will return some value. Okay. So one function will return some value. That value you are using as an input for the another function. That is called composition. They have given in nested manner. What do you mean by nested? Already you have studied nested function. What do you mean by nested? Function defined inside another one function that we are calling as a nested, isn't it? So listen carefully. Value returned by a function. So one function will give some output value or one function will give some values. That function, that output, you are using the argument or input for the another function in a nested manner. One example they have given. With that example I will explain. Then only you will get understand easily. So now you study. That is called composition. Okay, what do you mean by composition? So one function, here they are using, likewise you remember, two functions you are using. Okay, so one function Two functions if you are using means one function you are using inside the another one function. That is called which function? Nested function. Understand? Totally how many functions are there? Two. Don't write as it is. So for your understanding only I am explaining like this. Okay. So two functions you are using. One function you are using inside another function. That function we are calling as which function? Nested function. So among these two functions, one function returns some value or one function will give some output value. That output will be taken as an input for the second function. Understand? That is called composition. What do you mean by composition? Now read it. Value returned by a first function may be used as an argument or input for another function in a nested manner. This is called composition. Understand? So next slide I'll explain with example, then you will get understand. Okay. So for example they have given. So regarding the example program only they have given. So numeric value, if you give some numeric value from the user. So for example the particular user is giving input. So to give input, the program what function you will use to give input? Input of function. For example, I am telling you are going to add two numbers. Okay, you are going to add two numbers. So for two numbers, for input, what you will write? In the input statement, x equal to input of enter first number. Then y equal to input of enter second number. So two inputs you have given. What are they? Enter first number and enter second number. Two inputs. Then you are going to adding two numbers. What's the formula for add? A plus B. So for adding you are giving another function called evaluate. EVAL. Evaluate of A plus B. So already you have given two numbers in the input of function. Understand? In two numbers you are given in which function? Input of function. So what are the inputs you are given? A and B. Enter the number 1 and enter the number 2. For example, 5 and 7. Okay. So that input you are giving. That value you are giving inputs to the next function. Evaluate. Evaluate of A plus B. So this A plus B value will take A equal to 5 and B equal to 7. Understand now how many functions are there? Two functions. What are they? Input of function and evaluate of function. So this evaluate of function given inside input of function, that is called nested function. Understand? So inside the input of function you are giving enter two values, number 1 and number 2. That input that enter number 1 and number 2. For example 5 and 7 you are entering. That values you are giving input to evaluator function. That means A plus B, 5 plus 7. Understand? That type of function we are calling as a composition function. Understand now what do you mean by composition function? So now we can see one example. Listen. So here simple example they are given. They are given one variable called n1. Okay. So n1. Inside that n1 they are giving one function called evaluate of. Okay. Evaluate of. Inside that evaluate, another one function they are giving input of. So how many functions are there totally? Two. What are they? Evaluate of as well as input of. In the input of, you are giving what is the enter a number. Understand? So while you are running the program, so what output you will get? Enter a number. So you are entering one number. So this number is evaluated by which function? Evaluate, EVAL function. Understand? Two functions are there. What are they? Input of function as well as evaluator function. First you are entering the number in input of function. Then this evaluator function will evaluate and it will return the value to the n1. Understand? So two functions. Evaluate this function, evaluate function and input of function. Input of function is defined inside the evaluator function. So this one we are calling as a nested function. So input, enter a number. Here you are entering one number. So that number is 234. This number is giving input to next function evaluate. So it will evaluate this is a number or not. And it will assign that number to the variable n1. So what output you will get? 234. Understand what you mean by composition function? Two functions inside the same line itself. Two functions you are defining. one function answer you are giving input to the next function, that only we are calling as a composition. Understand? See the next one. Another one variable you are giving n to evaluate of input, enter an arithmetic expression. Same line you are giving. So how many functions are there? 2. What are they? Input of function as well as evaluate of function. So while you are running the program, what output you will get? Enter an arithmetic expression. So you are entering one arithmetic expression. That means a plus b into 2. Okay. What's the arithmetic expression they are giving? A plus b into 2. So a value is 12.0, b value is 3.0 into 2. So this is the expression. So that only you are entering here. Till the input of function you are entering here. So this value is evaluated by which function now? Evaluate. Understand? So you are giving the input in which function? Input of function in this expression. So this input is evaluated by which function? Evaluate of function. It will evaluate and give the answer as an 38.0. Understand? This type of function we are calling as a composition function. Understand? So next thing is a recursive function. Okay. So recursive function, 11th standard itself you have studied about recursive function, isn't it? So what do you mean by recursion? So recursion meaning is a particular function will call itself. What do you mean by itself? Themselves. For example, one function is there means the function itself call again and again. That is called what? Recursion. Okay. So already we have studied some functions or definitions or loops will call again and again. What we are calling that one? Some lines will execute again and again by itself. That we are calling as a loop. Isn't it? So what do you mean by recursion? Some function, the function will call itself is known as recursion. So this recursion also works based on which one? Loops. What do you mean by loop? For loop, while loop already you have studied. The loop will execute till the condition is satisfied. So recursion also work like a loop. Okay. So you can able to convert any kinds of loop to recursion. Okay. Any kind of loop means for loop or while loop or any loop. Any loop you can able to convert to which one? Recursion. Okay. So the recursive function always call itself the function. Okay. Understand? For example, so inside the for loop you are giving for I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. So how many times the loop will execute? Starting value is I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 5. So till 5 it will execute. Isn't it? Then I plus plus till 5 it will execute. After the value of 5, that means 6, the loop will terminate. Isn't it? So that's a loop. Sometimes, so you are not giving the I less than or equal to 5. Only you are giving I equal to 0, I plus plus. So you are not giving the limit value or end value. So how many times the loop will execute? Infinite number of times. Isn't it? So you are not giving the limited value. So that we are calling as an infinite iteration. Understand what do you mean by infinite iteration? So one example I said no. So for I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 5. So what are the things? For example, some things I am explaining. The examples are not given in your book. For your understanding, I will say some examples. So while you are studying, feeling tough to study this theory means what are the examples I have taught during teaching? Please write by pencil near to the line. Okay, then you will never forget. Understand? So what example I said? For I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. So that loop will iterate till 5. But same example you are giving for I equal to 0, I plus plus. You are not giving the limited value. So how many times the loop will execute? Infinite number of times. So that process we are giving, saying as and which one? Infinite iteration. Now read it. Infinite iteration. Process should iterate indefinitely. So indefinite number of times it will iterate. When it will iterate, it not stopped by some condition. So if you are not giving any condition means the loop will execute again and again. That process we are calling as and which one? Infinite iteration. Understand? So for that you are giving some conditions to stop the iteration. Okay, to stop the infinite number of iterations, you are giving some condition. So that condition we are calling as which condition? Base condition. Okay, to stop the infinite number of iterations, you are giving some conditions in recursion that we are calling as which one? Base condition. Okay, so this base condition is very important. Otherwise, if you are not giving base condition, means the loop will execute infinite times. Understand? So what do you mean by recursive function? So function will call itself again and again, that is called as recursion. So the recursion function works similar to the loop. So you can convert any types of for loop or while loop or any kind of loop, you can convert to a recursion. So the recursion function means normally call itself, isn't it? So some normally in a loop we will give some conditions. Based on the till the condition true, the loop will execute. Otherwise the loop will terminate. Sometimes if you are not giving the condition, the loop will execute infinite number of times. That iteration we are calling as which iteration? Infinite iteration. This and all important 2 more questions. Okay, infinite iteration. So to stop the infinite number of iterations, you are giving that some conditions in recursion. What's the name of that condition? Base condition. So this base condition is very, very important in recursion. Otherwise the loop will execute infinite times. Understand? Next. So how this recursion function works? Okay. So always the recursive function by called by some code. Code means nothing but statements you are giving inside the function. Okay. Always the recursive function is called by some statements or code. Okay. So already you have studied base condition. What do you mean by base condition? To stop the infinite number of iterations, you are giving condition in recursion that we are calling as a base condition. Okay. So if the condition is true, the program will give output and exit. Isn't it? For example, same example you take for I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. So you are giving one number. For example, I am giving the number I equal to 2. So whether the condition is true, I less than or equal to 5. Yes, true, condition is true. So you will get the output. Then the loop will terminate. So, but now I am giving I equal to 7. So now what's the output you will get? So condition is not satisfied. So the loop, the flow, control flow come outside of the program. Isn't it? Same only here they are telling. So if the condition is met means the program will give some output. Otherwise the program will exit. Condition is true means it will give output. The condition is false means the program will come outside of the loop. Okay. So other than this, if the function need to run again and again means you need which function? Recursion. So recursion function always recur the function call. Okay. So the function call need to call, the function needs to call itself again and again. We are calling as a recursion. Understand? So see this example program. So this is the best example. So last year also you have studied program to calculate factorial. So this year also they have given. So you are going to calculate the factorial of a number. So for that, you are for a function what you will do? Function always starts with the keyword def. Then what's the function name? Fact. So inside you are giving one argument. What's the name of that argument? N. Okay. Then you are giving one condition. So what's the condition? If n double equal to 0. Okay. So given value is 0 means what output you will get? Return 1. You will get the output as 1. Okay. Else if the value is not 0 means, so else it will calculate the formula. What's the factorial formula? N into factorial of n minus 1. Understand? So they are given factorial of n into factorial of n minus 1. So inside the printf statement they are calculating factorial for 0 and 5. Okay. So now you are running the program. So first the program will check the function. So immediately it will come to the printf statement. It will go fact of 0. So which is the fact of function? This fact of, in the place of n you have given 0. So it will check. So here what's the condition? If n double equal to 0 means what's the output you will get? 1. So what's the output? 1. Understand? Next thing, they are given 5. Fact of 5. So, the control will flow through the function. So, if fact of 5 in the place of n, you are giving 5. So, it will check the condition. 5 double equal to 0. Whether 5 is double equal to 0? No. So, this block won't get executed. So, this else block will execute. What's the value of n now? 5 into factorial of 5 minus 1. Okay. Then what's output you will get? 120. Understand? So here you are giving condition. If you are not giving the condition like this, means this loop will execute again and again. Understand? So this function will call itself. Isn't it? Factorial of function will call itself how many times? 2 times. Factorial of 0 1 time, then factorial of 5 1 time. That we are calling as an which function? Recursive function. Understand? So here they are giving limit. What's the condition they are giving? Condition satisfied means that output you will get. If the condition is not satisfied means the else part will run, and based on that you will get the output. Understand? So listen. So in a book in last they have given. So instead of the same program, factorial of 0 and 5 you have given, isn't it? Instead of that 0 and 5, if we give factorial of 2000, what value you are giving? Factorial of 2000. Okay. So simply if you are giving factorial of 2000 means you will get runtime error. Why? So how many times it need to calculate? 2000 times, isn't it? So you will get runtime error. To stop that error or to that type of conditions, what you need to do means, so normally the recursive function will iterate how many times? 1000 calls by default. This is one more question, okay? So normally recursive function will call how many calls? 1000 calls by default, okay? By default it will call 1000 calls, okay? But you are in question, you are giving how many times you need to give? 2000 times. So surely you will get error. So to avoid that kind of situations, so you need to limit the value. To limit the value, you are giving one function called SOS.setRecursionLimit. Understand? So what function you are giving to limit the value? SOS system dot set recursion limit of limit value. Understand why you are using this one? So if you are giving simply without giving this one, simply if you are giving factorial of 2000 means you will get runtime error because the particular value will exceed. So by default the recursion will take how many calls? 1000 calls only. But here you are giving 2000. So to avoid that kinds of runtime error, you need to limit the value. Okay. To limit the value, you are using a function called what? SOS.setRecursion limit of limit value. This is a syntax for that one. Okay. So listen, now you are writing the program. So if you are using this SOS.setRecursion limit of limit value, if you are using this limit value, which one you are giving? SOS. So you need to import. First line you need to write import SOS. This is similar to last year you have studied header file. Isn't it? Last year you have studied header files, no? Similar to that one. So in C++ program, which one you need to write at the first? Which one you need to write at the first? Header file. Likewise, here you are going to use new function called SOS.setRecursion. So this SOS you need to import first. Understand, like a header file in C++, you are going to import this SOS at the first. Okay, so first line what you need to write? Import SOS. Understand what line you need to write? Import SOS. Then in this program you are giving the limit up to 3000. Okay, so you are setting the limit as 3000. So what's the syntax for setting limit? SOS dot set recursion limit of limit value. So SOS dot set recursion limit of what's the limit value? In the place of a limit value you are giving us an 3000. Understand? So now you are going to write the factorial of the program and going to calculate the factorial of 2000. Okay. So the same program, right? Definition. So always the function starts with keyword def, then the function name fact of n. So then you are comparing the condition. Okay, if the value of n double equal to 0 means what's the output you will get? 1. Else, if the value is not 1, sorry, 0 means what need to execute? It will return the formula, factorial formula, n into factorial of n minus 1. So you are going to print which value? Print factorial of 2000. Okay. So now you are executing the program. So you will get the factorial of which number? Factorial of 2000. In output you will get the factorial of 2000. Okay. So if you are not giving this line, so s dot set recursion limit of, if you are not giving this line means you will get the error. Why? So this recursion function will have at execute how many calls? 1000 calls only without giving this limit means, so you are giving 2000, no? If you are not giving this kind of limit means you will get an error message. Understand? So this is they have given in a textbook at the last, do you know? But they will ask questions from here also. Understand what I am telling? So today what are the portions I have taught? What are the things you have studied? So next thing in your textbook they have given one tabular column, 2 tabular columns are there. So that and all very important. So tomorrow's class, next class I will continue. Okay, because now I started means it won't get complete. 2 pages the tabular column is there. So before I am going to teach the tabular column, I am telling one thing. So please study. So if you have seen means in page number 103 to 107. Tabular column is there. Very important tabular columns. Okay. So likewise 2 or 3 tabular columns there, I think it's all. Before chapters also I have taught assignment operators likewise. So each and every tabular column is very important. So I will take that in next class. So this tabular column please don't skip it. Okay. So last time for revision test I am telling, listen. So from this tabular column they will ask for one 5-mark question. So each heading they will ask what do you mean by power of function, what do you mean by floor of function, likewise. So don't skip that tabular columns. Okay. So that I will start in teaching list class. Okay. So today what are the portions I have taught? Global scope, local scope, then recursion. Okay. So today homework is, listen. So composition function I have taught, no? So in this composition function, so they have given what? There are 2 numbers, isn't it? So likewise, this composition function you need to write a program to subtract 2 numbers. Understand what's the program? A program. So write it. Write a program to calculate. Write a program to calculate difference of 2 numbers. Write it. This is a homework for you today. Write a Python program to calculate. Write a Python program to calculate. Write a Python program to calculate difference of 2 numbers. Difference of 2 numbers using composition function. Okay. Write a Python program to calculate the difference of 2 numbers using composition function. Have you all written? Next question, write it. Write a Python program to calculate. Write a Python program to calculate multiplication of 2 numbers. Multiplication of 2 numbers using composition function. First one is difference of 2 numbers using composition function. Second thing is multiplication of, first one difference of, second is multiplication of 2 numbers in composition function. Okay. So one time I am explaining. So first program I asked you to write difference, isn't it? So listen, in this program you should write likewise n1 equal to evaluate of input enter an number. Otherwise write enter an expression. Okay. Enter an arithmetic expression. Okay. So what output you will get? Enter an arithmetic expression. In this place, what's the first question I asked you to write? Difference between 2 numbers. So 2 numbers you need to subtract. For example, 8 minus 5 or 4 minus 3. Any 2 numbers you need to subtract. Okay. Then this is the output. Like this you need to write. N1 means N1. 5 minus 3 means answer you will get 2. Understand? Similar way, for multiplication you need to write. Next one, N2. First one, N1 you write. N2, evaluate of input, enter an arithmetic expression. You write. What's output you will get? Enter an arithmetic expression. In the place of this one, you need to multiply two numbers. A into B. Like 5 into 2. What output you will get? 10. Understand what I am telling? So this is the homework for you. Okay. So 2 programs. This is a one line program. Okay. 2 programs. I asked you to write. Okay. One more program I will give. So listen. So this program in your book also they have given global and local variable with the same name. Isn't it? The same program you need to write with the variable y. Okay. Here they are declaring the variable same name as x, isn't it? Thus here you are going to write a program with a variable name y with two different values. Here they are giving 5 and 10. Instead of that you need to put any two values. Okay. Here 15, here 20 or any two values. Okay. So here you are writing, this is a third homework for you. So write a program for global variable and local variable with same name. Okay. So instead of x, understood what I, same program only. So instead of x, you are going to write the variable y. Okay. So here you need to change y. Here also you need to change y. The values also you need to change. So which are the places they are using x, you need to use y. The values 5 you need to change any one number, and value of this y also you need to change to any other number. Based on that you need to write the output. Understand? So 3 homework programs I asked you to write. Please study. What are the portions I got? This global and local variable very very important. Recursion also very very important. Composition function. So everything study. After that write the homework. Okay. So thank you students. The remaining portions I'll continue in the next class. Thank you.